Diet Coke.
And I do like having some Coke from time to time.
Yeah, fizzy drinks.
It's obviously not going to be Coke a lot of the time.
You're allowed to on holiday, aren't you?
Yeah.
Happy days.
Okay. Right, the question, I think it was 32.
Yeah.
You had a great first season at Brackley. Is it what you expected, and what has been your biggest challenge this season?
The biggest challenge with Brackley is probably the expectation. They're a club that always expects to be at the top end of that league. So at Telford, we knew that we were probably punching above our weight, whereas at Brackley there's an expectation to win games. So I think you have to have a real strong mindset, and probably that was something that hindered the Telford job really, because I have a very strong winning mentality, and I think the club and the players, it was hard to get them round over a period of time to come round to that sort of mindset, nothing's ever good enough mindset, and never leaving any stone unturned mindset. And I think when you're that driven, people are only able to deal with that over a period of time. They enjoyed it for a season, and then it becomes a little bit more, it's quite a lot of energy that goes into that. It's very relentless, and standards are very, very high, and it's not for everyone. It's very intense. So I think, at Brackley, I think the intensity is a lot higher, just purely because the mindset is to never give an inch and to be, the best every week.
And you had a great first season at Brackley Town, which ended in disappointment after losing in the playoff final. Take us to the game, and how do you reflect on it? Thank you.
It was an amazing day to a point. It was great to have the TV cameras there. It was great to have got there. I think the hard thing is, it's an underhand compliment in a way, because I think there's a huge disappointment, because I think everybody believed so much in it. I think people had seen the way we play. I think the fans and the people at the club had been very complimentary about it. It was probably the best squad that we'd assembled, playing the best football. And I think they'd been so close over the previous years prior to my appointment that they really felt that this year was going to be it. We were 1-0 up, really dominating the first half. We score that the TV camera showed it was onside, given offside. We then hit the post, and then they score right on half time. And I think, for all of my team talk at half time around psychology and trying to get the players into the right mental space, we didn't land a glove on them second half. And I think we were disappointed because everything was there for us. A team that we'd beaten twice, we'd controlled them at their place a couple of weeks prior. But credit to them, they stayed in it when they were up against it, and we were somewhat dominating them. They stayed in the game, and that's football. I think for me, a journey isn't encapsulated by the start of a season and the end of a season. For me, the journey continues. So very much like you win certain weeks and you might draw and lose certain weeks. It doesn't mean it defines the season. You can always go again. So it doesn't have to define my time as manager at Brackley. From now we want to build on it, and I think we want to try and add a couple to it that are going to improve us, but keep the bulk of the squad. So I think, listen, it's very, very disappointing when you get so close and the TV cameras are there and the ground's fully packed and everybody's behind you, your family and your friends, and everybody's desperate for you to do it. Yeah, it stung for a couple of weeks. Even now, there's that little bit, but by the time we get back pre-season, we'll be fully over it, because what's the alternative? The alternative is there is none. You've got to get on with it, and you've got to go and hopefully now we've got to go and launch another brilliant campaign and work harder than ever. Get even stronger, get even more intelligent, get even more knowledgeable. So that's what we'll do.
Mm-hmm. In the last 7 years, Brackley have lost in the playoffs 5 times. Why do you think that is, and what can you do next year to go one step further?
I think the playoffs are like a little bit of a lottery. I think it's who turns up on the day, but I think we can learn a lot. For me, this is I'm not really keen on hearing the history of them losing in the playoffs. Like this year we did. It's a very different regime to what's been there before. We've created a new environment and a new culture, and I think we as this group can learn from what we've just been through. So otherwise, what's the point in failing? The point of failure is to learn. So we just feel like now we can take that experience. We all want immediate gratification, we all want it now, but sometimes that's not God's plan. So we've just got to stay focused and just go, right, okay, deep breath, another 10 months of working hard, and then hopefully at the end of it, we'll certainly get to where we want to be.
You also do a podcast with your friends Dave Edwards and Sam Aston?
No, they've been called many things. Friends is very loose term, yeah.
Who, Sam or Dave?
Both. Depends whether they're being good boys or not, which one's more of a good boy than the other one.
Called In the Stips. How is the podcast going and are you enjoying it?
Love it, absolutely love it. Jokes aside, Sam and Dave are just an absolute pleasure to be around. Brilliant men who have really high standards, and for me, I'm very lucky to be around them because they are very driven in their own lives. They're very successful. They constantly saying things I can learn from and gather information from, and I'd like to think that they'd maybe feel 1% of that with me as well. But we just have so much fun, so much laughter. It's probably the only thing I would do of an evening that takes me away from my family. It's just we've got great people there. Ian Whitfield is like a top man, and then we work with Evolve as well. We do a lot of our media, so just brilliant. Love being a part of it. Great experiences. The guests as well. We meet like you guys. You meet so many guests, and our guests probably don't drivel on as much as me, but they give a wealth of knowledge, and it's so interesting to hear of the backgrounds and where they've come from. We've got a really good one coming up soon. One that I'm really excited about. So, just really enjoyable, great fun, and I'm sure you guys experience the same.
Yeah.
So good.
And who knows, we might be rivals in the next podcast award.
I don't think we're anywhere near you guys. I think you have the likes of Sam Allardyce on. We've had who have we had on? We've had some great guys. I don't want to put anyone down. Actually, we've had some brilliant guests as well. So.
I just want to be there for one.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, that's all I want to do.
Be there for what for?
And for the podcast award.
You guys will definitely get close to that.
But
you're very, very good. You're very good.
We won once, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
It's 2022.
Ah, that's it. I remember now. We voted actually, didn't we? We
Well done.
voted. Yeah, we've been nominated for the Ugly Podcast Award, so I think we got to the top 3 already. So, I think that's probably the only one that we.
But we might be potential rivals at some point.
Well, if we can get close to you guys, then we'll be doing half decent. So.
We take it. Fair warning, we won't go easy on you
No,
because
I already know. I can tell. I can tell with the
podcast.
questions. I can tell.
We don't go easy on our competition.
No. In a few weeks, on Sunday, I'm going to butcher this, 21st July, you are playing in an all-star, charity cricket match at, Column Cricket Club in Shrewsbury. And are you looking forward to the match, and what are your cricket skills like?
Starting the cricket skills. So I'm not going to play myself up too much, but I'm a cross between Sean Pollock and Curtly Ambrose. So I can do a bit of everything.
Adam, isn't that the cricket tournament you're having us commentate and you're participating in?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm really good at bowling. I'm excellent at batting, and I'm particularly good at fielding. So. Yeah, some people have called me before Ian Botham.
You sure you want to say that in front of a potential opponent?
Yeah, no. How are my skills? I probably haven't played cricket, and I've had charity cricket games, but I was all right at school. I was a bit of an all rounder. When I worked out how to react to someone bowling at me, I was all right. So I'll be competent on the day. And it's going to be a brilliant occasion with so many different people. The list of names is unbelievable. So so excited.
I'll be there calling it all out from who knows where.
Don't mock me when it slips through my fingers and goes through my legs and goes out for a fall.
Don't worry, it's not you that needs to worry about me picking on.
I'm just hoping I might get to watch it.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
You might be tagging along as a commentator.
I might.
That'd be
If
great.
not, I'm gonna try. And
Yeah,
watch
we're also probably going to be doing a bunch of little mini interviews with all the people.
Yeah, it'll be an amazing day, won't it? I'm really excited about
I don't know if Adam will be on the receiving end of one of our interviews or helping us with the interviews.
Let's do both that day.
That would be fun.
Well, for Adam to know what it's like to be in the hot seat, like I guess.
yes, very much.
That'd be interesting.
We won't go easy.
Oh no.
I'll have to make sure I've got my sunblock for my 8 head, and then, so I don't get burnt.
As if it's not if Guy decides to play nice.
Yeah.
Every week on the podcast, we like our guests to ask questions to each other. So we get our guests to ask a question, but they have no idea who the question's going to be for.
I'm looking forward to seeing what it is.
This week's question comes from our previous guest, football player and manager Paul Wilkinson, who asks, which football league club that you didn't play for would you most likely to have played for and why?
Outside of the obvious, it would be QPR, because QPR are my boyhood team. I used to go and watch them. I used to sit in the West Paddock and in the loft. Got a lot of my heroes like Les Ferdinand and Ray Wilkins and Alan McDonald. So I would love to. I was very, very close, but unfortunately didn't get over the line. So yeah, QPR would probably be, just to go out and experience playing at Loftus Road. That's outside the obvious of like Liverpool's and Celtic and Rangers and Real Madrid and. I had to turn those guys down because I think I signed for Canvey. So.
Okay. Could you do the same, please? Can you think of a question for our next guest? But we aren't going to tell you who the guest is. Okay. The question can be anything you want.
So it might not be a footballer then.
No. It might not be a football. It might not be a footballer, and it can be. So we're telling you can ask any random question you like. This one guy asked about takeaway.
Oh, okay.
Which podcast is that? I need to watch that.
What is the single bit of wisdom from your sport that you think transfers to life that you can pass on to someone else?
Okay, that's a deep question.
Very deep, actually.
I know I'm going to hop and down and butcher any of this.
Yeah.
I would just like to say a big thanks you again, and to everyone who listened to our podcast. We really appreciate it. Please continue to leave reviews and pass our podcast on to your friends and family. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today, Gavin. And we really enjoy speaking with you, and it means so much to us as a school to be able have the opportunity to speak with you. Thank you, and sorry if I butchered your name.
Not at all. Honestly, guys, it's been my absolute pleasure. I love listening to your podcast. You're doing amazing things. I think you go on and win loads of awards. It's been a privilege to be here. So thank you for asking me, because I've loved it every second. Even the coffee was good.
It's been great